it used to take me hours to do one piece of math homework, and I'm not even joking. I would spend so much time doing just literally math homework. And the thing is, I didn't even need to. I didn't need to spend so much time. I didn't need to spend so much time on the math homework. At the rate I was working, all of my free time would have been taken up by just homework. Like, bro, imagine all your free time is just taken up by homework, bro. Like, not even like studying for exams, just homework. Imagine, imagine, imagine all of the freedom that you have, and it's sapped away by school because of homework, bro. Then I read a book which you might know of, which is the 4-Hour Work Week, and it taught some productivity tactics in there. So I decided to try one of the tactics which you're going to learn in this video, and I timed how quickly I did my maths homework, and I looked down at my Samsung watch. 10 minutes to do all of my math homework. I quite literally almost 10x'd my productivity by just using one tactic. And you're going to learn 4 of them in this video. You see, if you follow these steps in order, you might quite literally be able to 10x how productive you are, which finally means you get to go to the gym. You get to read the books that you finally want to read. You get to watch Alfie videos on YouTube. You finally have the freedom back that school is trying to take away from you. Before I get into the rest of this video, I just want to actually give you some credit, because you're sat here dedicating your time to watching a productivity video. What do you think your friends are doing right now? Your friends. One of them's playing video games right now. One of them's watching anime. And one of them is genuinely fapping right now, bro. And here you are watching a productivity video. So honestly, well done to you for clicking on this video and actually taking the time and investing some time into yourself so that you can become a better person. With that being said, the first step to 10xing your productivity is using the 80-20 rule, or the Pareto principle. And it basically just states, it's kind of like nerd speak, but it's like, it basically states that 80% of the results that you get are from 20% of the work that you put in. So we just want to make this a simple question so that we can actually start to prioritize the right tasks. The first question is, if you had 2 hours per day to do work, what would you do and what would you not do? This is like, you want to know the simple answer, bro? This is how you're going to study 2 hours a day. You literally just ask yourself, okay, if I have 2 hours a day to study, what am I going to do? When you don't ask these types, like, I know it sounds crazy because it's just so simple, but when you don't ask this question, you just end up spending your time doing some useless stuff like highlighting notes or just like reading the textbook. If you had 2 hours per day to do work, are you going to be reading the textbook? No, you're going to be doing the Anki flashcards, or like you're going to be not even Anki flashcards, bro. You're going to just be doing the past papers. Literally, that's it. You're just going to be doing past papers and learning and literally just learning the mark scheme. You're not going to be there highlighting your notes, making them pretty, underlining the title, and then making subheadings. You won't care about that. You'll have the scruffiest handwriting. You won't even be able to read it after you wrote it. You won't be able to even read it while you're writing it. You'll just be doing past papers. Past paper after past paper. When you're done, maybe you could do Anki flashcards, but if we're only allowed to revise for 2 hours per day, don't be clapped, bro. Just do just do what needs to be done. The past papers are probably the best way to do this, in my opinion, because think I heard it from a YouTuber, self-improvement YouTuber, pretty good. His name's Ruff, Ruff, and I watched his video, and he basically said that they can only. It was so crazy to me how he just said it so casually, and it just clicked, and I was like, oh yeah, they can only test you on like stuff that's been on the paper, right? So the past papers are pretty much previous tests from previous years, and that's all they can test you on. They can't test you on anything else. If you're like, let's say you've got like a mini assessment on like Pythagoras' theorem, they're not gonna just throw in like, I don't know, like functions or like, you know, just weird stuff. Like, they're not, if it's Pythagoras, they're not gonna start like adding in like parallelograms. I don't think. I haven't been in maths in time, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm glad I'm out of maths, bro. But like, they can only test you on stuff that's in the paper. It's like, hopefully I'm just making sense, because I don't feel like I'm making sense, to be honest with you. There's an extreme version of this question as well, but first I'm gonna drink water because my throat hurts. I'll be quick, I promise. So there's an extreme version of this question where it's like, it's not 2 hours per day. This will literally make you the most elite student ever. Like, you won't need to watch another study how to be productive video. Answer this question. If you had 2 hours a week to do work, what would you do and what would you not do? You see, once you answer this question, this genuinely life-changing question, you won't need to even watch the rest of this video, to be honest with you, bro. Because if you really think about it, you like, if you go over to like, obviously, like, give or take an hour, like, if you sometimes, just as a disclaimer, it's like, yeah, sometimes you might have to go and do 3 hours or 4 hours. It's not like, oh yeah, do 2 hours or you're going back to the lobby. It's like, we just want to reduce our work hours, and the easier way to start is to just ask, like, give ourselves like a time limit. Obviously, if we go over the time limit, it's fine, because it's like, let's say you upsided 2 hours 30 minutes. That's still sick, bro. That's still sick compared to these idiots who are going to be there. Oh yeah, I studied for 14 hours and I'm sleep deprived and I skipped dinner. You know what I mean? If you're like, oh yeah, 2 hours and 30 minutes is what it is. 2 hours per week, that's going to make you a different, that's a different gravy. That's a different gravy, bro. If you do 2 hours per week of literally, imagine that. 2 hours per week. Let's be honest, you're not there scheduling out, okay, so I might do 15 minutes every single day. No. You're probably going to do that whole thing in just one massive block, right? And I'm going to teach you how to do that effectively as well in this video. If you do this massive block and then you don't have to do any other studying for the rest of the week, imagine how powerful that is. And if you just want to up your grade a bit, you just do another 2 hours on a different day. You gotta start using the 80-20 rule, bro, because it's so powerful. I'm gonna start using it a lot more in my life as well. I'm gonna ask myself every single morning, if I only had 2 hours to work today, what would I do? What would I not do? Because it's so unbelievably powerful. And later in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to make more effective use of your time. This is the thing that literally 10x my productivity. You know, how I talked to you about how I looked at my timer and it said 10 minutes. The third step, don't skip there, because like you need to know all the stuff I put in its steps for a reason. I put it in order. But that is, the third one is so powerful, especially when paired with this one. So now that we found our essential 20% of inputs that give us 80% of the results, we want to do something called batching. And batching is, I'll give you an example. So when you have a washing machine, let's say like these pajamas, for example, Would I just put this shirt into the washing machine, turn on the washing machine, do the whole thing, and then put another shirt into the washing machine? We'd probably just put both of them in at the same time, because it saves time, it saves resources, it literally saves everything. That's the way we should work as well. You see, this is the second video I'm recording. This is like an example of batching, where I am just doing like the two shirts into the washing machine instead of just like, okay, record this video, boop, then record the next one tomorrow. Because the truth is, you still have energy to record the second video. Or maybe for your work, it's like you still have energy to do the second piece of homework, the second past paper. You just do it all together at once, and then you don't need to do it all the time. Does that make sense? Try and just batch any task possible. So, like, I don't really know how you do this with, like, studying, for example, but, like, one thing that comes to mind is, like, if you're doing, like, flashcards, maybe do, like, all your sciences together, or if you do, like, maths and further maths. I'm in the UK, so I'm not sure if America does that, but maths and further maths, like, do that together. You know what I mean? Just, like, try and get your washing machine full. The third productivity tactic, which will 10x your rate of work, your work rate, is Parkinson's law. This, like, paired with all the other productivity tactics, this is deadly, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, like, this is meta. But I'm like, it has some fancy quote where it's like the time allotted to the task, and like, I forgot what it, like, how it goes, but basically, when you set a deadline, you will achieve that deadline. And we can do this on a micro and a macro level. So on a micro level, this is what I did. So I set a timer for 10 minutes to do math homework, and I achieved the 10-minute deadline. I just literally, like, I just, like, literally sped run it. I was speed running my homework, basically. Set a timer, boom, 10 minutes, 8 minutes, literally lower it the more times you do it. So, like, let's say, like, you get maths homework every single week. Every single week, try and lower it. So maybe you started out with 20 minutes, lower it to 15, then lower it again, and just try and get quicker every time. Just speed run the homework. And on a macro level, where, let's say, it's this massive project that's going to take 3 months, the deadline's for 3 months, just set a fake deadline for maybe 1 month, because we just achieve deadlines. If you were set imagine, like, one homework you have right now, right, because I know you haven't done it. If we get set this homework for 2 months from now, we will complete it 2 months from now. If we get this homework set and the deadline is 2 weeks from now, we will do it 2 weeks from now. If we get it set and it's due one day, you get the idea, we'll do it in that day. So just set yourself a shorter deadline and you will achieve it. Obviously, don't be unrealistic as well. Don't be stupid and it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to do my big engineering project in one day. It's like, maybe you could, but it's just like, that would just give you mental stress as well. So it's like, just be realistic, but just keep it short. As like, just don't be an idiot. It's not like that. That's the best productivity tactic out there. Just don't be an idiot, bro. You see, the beauty of Parkinson's law as well is that even if you don't achieve the fake deadline that you set for yourself, you still did it quicker. Because let's say, for the macro example, we have 3 months, me and you, we have 3 months to do this engineering project, right? And we set ourselves a deadline of 1 month, but it just takes us 1 month and 5 days. If we didn't set that artificial deadline, that fake deadline, like, we both know we were doing that, like, we weren't even starting it like 2.5 months in. Let's be honest, right? I know I wouldn't. Set the fake deadline. Boom, done. 1 month, 10 days. Now we have 2 months of relaxation. We just saved ourselves so much mental stress because of that. Now, the fourth productivity tactic to 10x your work rate is deep work. Get into the habit of doing deep work. You see, deep work is, in my opinion, one of, if not the best way to work. You see, this is where Parkinson's law works best, because when we use deep work, we're in a flow state, and you might have heard of flow state before. It's when you have no thoughts in your head, and you're so focused on the task that you know when you're like so focused on the task, you forget like you're hungry, you forget what time it is. That is pretty much deep work, when you're just in a flow state. And once that happens, bro, you are a demon, bro. You see, like, the way I like to think of it is that 1 minute of focused work is almost equal to like 10 minutes of unfocused work. Because imagine you're working and then like you're on a call with your friends, and then you're checking notifications, and then you're playing Fortnite, and then you're watching a YouTube video. It's like your brain's just like in so many different directions. But once you just laser focus on one task, you'll get that done, boom, easy. And you'll do it quicker. So this is like, here's why it's so powerful with Parkinson's law. Because let's say, just as an example, obviously I'm not sure if this is 100% accurate, but if we let's say 1 minute of focused work is equal to 10 minutes of unfocused work, and we use Parkinson's law, and let's say this math homework takes us 8 minutes. 8 minutes of focused work would be equal to 80 minutes of unfocused work. You can see why this is so mad. Because we literally, bro, that is crazy. Like that, like deep that, bro, that's a 10x. Like, imagine it took me 80 minutes when it could have took 8. You know how mad that is? All because I didn't follow the principle of deep work. And using Parkinson's law, if we make the deadline on a micro level short, so like let's say maths homework for you, we'll set it to 10 minutes. And let's say 1 minute, and you do deep work with this, where it's just focused work, that's how Parkinson's law would work best. Because it's like, let's say you're being unfocused, you're not really going to stick to the deadline you've set. So it's focused work for 10 minutes. It would have been equal to 100 minutes of unfocused work. And you know what? Go and try this, right? Go and try doing Parkinson's law with deep work, and just like, you'll probably see that your 1 minute of focused work will be equal to around 10 minutes of your unfocused work. Because you see, productivity is one of the most fun things you can actually do. I know it sounds crazy, but productivity and actually completing the goals and meeting deadlines and stopping procrastination, all that stuff, it's actually fun. So hopefully with these four steps, you can become so much more productive, and just literally just be like, it's so crazy how this is not taught to us in school. Because it's like, this would literally make every student elite, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Every student would be elite from this. School can be annoying and stressful, and it can take up so much free time. So hopefully in this video, the 4 steps that you've learned will stop you from taking 1 hour and 30 minutes on maths homework that could take you 10 minutes. Share this with a friend who wants to be more productive as well. Safe.